last one's always the longest. Are we live? We live?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Welcome to the city of West Miami. It is right now 6 p.m. on September 5th, 2023. This is a special commission meeting and a public hearing for the tentative city budget for fiscal year 2023-2024. This meeting is called to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. This is not a regular city commission meeting. There will be no invocation today. And roll call.
Roll call. Mayor Eric Diaz-Padrón.
Here.
Vice Mayor Juan Blanes.
Present.
Commissioner Candida Blanca. Yes. Commissioner Ivan Chavez Jr.
Here.
Commissioner Luciano Suarez.
Yes.
Mayor, you have quorum.
Thank you. Next item.
Public comments, item 3.
Is anyone here for public comments? Seeing none. Next item.
Item 4, special agenda items. Item 4A, second reading and public hearing. An ordinance of the Mayor and City Commission of the City of West Miami amending Article 1, Chapter 2, Section 2.6D of the Code of Ordinances of the City of West Miami to offer new employees of the City of West Miami all insurance benefits afforded to all other employees of the city, providing for ordinances in conflict, codification, severability, and an effective date.
This is a public hearing.
Yes.
The public hearing is now open. Any discussion from the commission? Public hearing is now closed. Any motions?
Motion.
We have a motion. We have a second. Call the roll.
Yes, Commissioner Blanca, how do you vote? Yes. Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Commissioner Suarez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanes?
Yes.
Mayor Diaz-Padrón?
Yes.
5-0, item passes.
Thank you. Move
Next
on to the
item
public
is the
hearing.
public hearing on the tentative budget for fiscal year 2023-2024 submittal. Item B, 4B, is the submission of the tentative city budget for fiscal year 2023-2024 by city manager.
Go ahead.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission and residents of the City of West Miami. I have a very brief slide presentation. You all have had the budget books handed to you, and you've had it emailed to you last week, and we also put it up on our website for our residents to be able to look at it in the meantime. Our theme this year is back to the basics, and I'll explain why as we go through. The City of West Miami was incorporated to create high standards of livings. We wanted good parks and green spaces. We wanted local control of our police, sanitation, and zoning. And we are going back to our basics and ensuring that we have those high standards adhered to and improved on to help improve our quality of life for all our residents. Recap of the 2022-2023 fiscal year. We have had 3 retirees. One is our former city manager, Yolanda Aguilar. Our finance director, Mercedes Leon, is leaving at the end of this month. And we had the resignation of our director of public works, Juan Pena. We want to thank them for everything that they've done for our city. We want to wish them well in retirement and remind them that West Miami's will always be a second home to them. That said, it's also a year of change. We've had 2 years now where our crime trend has significantly gone down, and it's an average of over 40% over the last 2 years. This year's trending around 12.3, 12.4% down. We are scheduled to finish this year with approximately an additional $450,000 added to our surplus, and we have proposed a slight drop in the millage rate to 6.25 from where we were. However, it's important to note that the 6.25 is a historical 30-plus year low, and it follows on 2 years of. This will be the second year, Mayor, of your tenure and of this commission's tenure where we have dropped the millage rate. So a recap of some of the things that are in the 23-24 budget. We have reorganized staff and provided the functions based on everybody's expertise and what they've been doing. As an example, we've added a facility maintenance division. We've added procurement. We are combining Parks and Rec with the community center, and we've added a communications team to our staff. We've added procurement to ensure that all future contracts and bids are done correctly. We've added communications to better inform and provide vital information for our residents in a much quicker way and hearing it straight from us instead of from other sources. Facility maintenance and staff, and the reason we're adding that is to better serve our community, to better be able to put and respond to our residents' requests in a much faster and quicker time frame than what has been done in the past. And we have combined the community center into parks because long-term, we also want to have a senior activity center, which is part of this budget for next year. And that synergy between both of those departments makes sense. Recap of 2023-24, one of the first things that I proposed as a manager and you all graciously approved was a fund balance fiscal solvency ordinance, which puts 25% of what we spend on an annual basis in a lockbox. But it does more than that. This is something that the GOFA, which is the Government Financial Officials Association's guidelines, and which is what all cities do. They recommend 17%. What you all passed is at 25%, so we're substantially higher than their minimum guidelines. That said, we've also put aside $250,000 for community growth, $100,000 for litigation, $1 million for asset, in case our assets drop, $250,000 for declared emergencies, and that leaves around $400,000 in unrestricted funds that you can use in any way, shape, or form, or build up as we go forward into the future. Recap of what we're looking for again for 23-24 is we're announcing a Safe Street initiative with bicycle patrols from the police department at the request of our mayor. We're also announcing at the request of the mayor a Clean Street initiative in the sanitation department in which we will ensure that our streets are tidy and ensure that every resident will get a 95-gallon trash container for their house. We have reorganized staff to better align our services and provide transparency for our residents. We will also bring in an app so that our residents can communicate directly with us to ensure that we have fast response to our residents' needs. We're also proposing a dog park, a senior activity center. We are doing COLA increases for our employees. We're adding 1 police officer to our force. We are proposing to become an age-friendly community, and there will be some new fees that we will need to move forward with on the commercial side only. And one of the ones that I'd like to talk about now is sanitation, because we just recently found out that we have about 15 commercial properties that have been paying residential fees for sanitation pickup, and that's something that we need to address sometime in October. And with that ends my very brief presentation. We look forward to making West Miami proud, and we look forward to serving this community for the years to come. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Ed. We've been talking about the budget for a long time since the day you stepped in, and I think all of my requests have been funded. I think that's probably, I can say the same for my fellow commissioners, at least the ones I've heard on the dais. Now, my first year as mayor, we did lower the millage 4.3%, and that was to that was after a very high inflation year, where it actually needed a 4.3% drop in order to not raise taxes a dollar, dollar-wise for a homestead resident. You are a very conservative manager in the funds. we've seen it in the lock boxes that we put together here in the short time, and what funds we do not use and cannot use to make sure the city is safe financially. That being said, I would like to explore looking to lower the millage a little bit more to the rollback rate, which I believe is 9.6%, or what's the rollback rate for this year?
I believe it's 5.99 and change, right?
5.99, which is a percentage drop of, I believe, yeah.
That-
So what's the number for us? 5.9,
The
5.99?
rollback rate is 5.92 something, I think is what it
Okay,
is.
so I would like to see we work together towards the final budget hearing to get to that point. That would be my ideal scenario for this year. The residents, I think, have been under a lot of stress for a long time with the city, with taxes, not only ours, but I know ours is one of the lowest in the totem pole of where the taxes go. But if we can swing it, I think we need to look to lower the residents' taxes a little bit more. So we'll work together on that towards the final budget. I appreciate it.
It'll be my pleasure, Mayor.
Does anyone have any other questions or comments for the manager? I know he's been very, talking to all of you in long meetings, so does anyone want to mention anything publicly? No? Go ahead.
Just want to say thank you for the hard work that you and your staff are doing. You can see there's, plenty of amenities being brought forward to our city, and to be able to accomplish all that, all the while lowering taxes, I think is it's a great benefit to our city, and, excited to see what we can accomplish. Thank you.
Thank you.
I got something.
Vice Mayor, go.
Brief. This document that's been presented, this budget, I think is the best document that's ever been prepared as long as I've been here as a councilman, commissioner. So I thank you for that. I thank your staff for all the hard work. It's been a document that I've been able to understand, to digest a lot better. So I'm appreciative. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I want to make a comment.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Now, our total is 6.25, right? Less the 1 point for the rec is 5.25, right? This is what we have now.
What is proposed and was in front of you today, it was 5.25 and 1.1 millage point for the Parks and Rec Community Center. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's 6.25 less the point for the rec, and then the net is 5.25.
5.25. And if we went to rollback, the net would be 4.99.
We have lower than the last year.
Oh, this is lower than last year.
We are lower than the last year.
Absolutely.
This is about 6% lower than last year. If we
Yeah.
go back to rollback,
Almost
it's
half a
up.
point, right?
If you go back to rollback, it's an 8% decrease.
I knew that this morning.
So, let's go to the resolution, because we're talking about the millage rate. Wait, but by the way, no, let me open the,
Public hearing, yes.
public hearing is now open. Read the resolution.
Yes, item 4C, resolution of the City of West Miami, Florida, establishing the 2023 tentative millage rates upon all real and personal property within the city limits for the payment of the amount appropriated in the 2023-2024 tentative budget.
Motion.
Wait, hold on. Mr. Attorney, are each one of these individually public hearings?
Yes.
Okay, so public hearing open and closed for each one? All right. Is there anyone who wishes to speak on this item? Anyone in the public wish to speak on this item? Seeing none, we have a motion on the current millage rate. Obviously, Mr. Manager will be talking, for the next meeting. Hopefully, we get down to where we want to get to. The public hearing is now closed. We have a motion.
Second.
We have make your motion again, Commissioner?
Motion.
We have a
Second.
motion, we have a second, and you call the roll.
Yes. Commissioner Chavez, how do you vote?
Yes.
Commissioner Suarez?
Yes.
Commissioner Blanca? Vice Mayor Blanes?
Yes.
Mayor Diaz-Patron?
Yes,
5-0, item passes.
thank you.
Item 4D, resolution of the City of West Miami, Florida, adopting the 2023-2024 tentative budget.
Public hearing is now open. That was me. Public hearing is now open. Anyone from the public wish to speak on this item? Seeing none, public hearing is now closed.
Motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Call the roll.
Yes, Commissioner Blanca, how do you
Yes.
vote? Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Commissioner Suarez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanes?
Yes.
Mayor Diaz-Padrón?
Yes,
5-0, item passes.
thank you.
Item 4E, resolution of the City of West Miami, Florida, adopting the tentative water enterprise fund budget for the year 2023-2024 in the sum of $11,130,487.
This is also a public hearing? All right. Public hearing is now open. Anyone wish to speak? Seeing none, public hearing is now closed.
Motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Call the roll.
Yes, Commissioner Blanca, how do you
Yes.
vote? Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Commissioner Suarez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanes?
Yes.
Mayor Diaz-Padrón?
Yes.
5-0, item passes.
And if I'm not mistaken, this, yes, okay, go ahead. Next item?
Item F, a resolution of Mayor and City Commission of the City of West Miami, Florida, relating to grants, accepting a grant award in the amount of $55,500 from the Florida Department of Environmental Protection under the Resilient Florida Program to conduct a comprehensive citywide vulnerability assessment pursuant to Florida Statute, Section 380.0.93, authorizing the city manager to execute the grant agreement number 22 PLN 54 and other grant-related documents as required, providing for an effective date.
This is a public hearing as well? This is not a public hearing, okay.
Motion.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Call the roll.
Yes, Commissioner Blanca, how do you vote? Commissioner Chavez?
Yes.
Commissioner Suarez?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Blanes?
Yes.
Mayor Diaz-Padrón?
Yes.
5-0, item passes. And
Next item?
may I, Mr. Mayor? Yes.
Yes,
Item
please, it's
G
yours.
is the discussion in reference to expiration of terms of Planning and Zoning Board members Diana Rio and Gilberto Gonzalez, and recommendation of appointment methodology moving forward by City Clerk. And as you may know, the terms of the Planning and Zoning Board were expired. Terms of Eugenio Gonzalez, Diana Rio, and Gilberto Gonzalez. Eugenio Gonzalez was reappointed by Commissioner Blanca on the August 16, 2023 meeting. And as of now, Diana Rio needs appointment or reappointment, and Gilberto Gonzalez as alternate. Our recommendation is that moving forward, if you would like to proceed with this is our recommendation, that every commission member gets assigned a seat as follows, like seat number 1, Eugenio Gonzalez, assigned to Commissioner Blanca, Diana Rio to Commissioner Suarez, Alvaro Laurido to Vice Mayor Blanes, Natalie Milian to Commissioner Chavez, Gustavo Ceballos by Mayor Diaz-Padrón, and Gilberto Gonzalez is the alternate. It can be appointed or be appointed by any member of the commission. Once these members' terms expire, that same assignment to that seat, that commissioner reassigns or assigned another member to the same seat. So if you have questions, you can ask me, and this is our recommendation, and we ask for your blessing to establish said procedure if moving forward, if you want to do so.
Yeah, I think that would be cleaner than what we've had up to now, which is just a
Yeah.
crazy rotation with no,
Mayor,
go ahead.
I want to reappoint Diana Rio.
Beautiful.
Yes, and
then
Gilberto Gonzalez
does anyone
can be
have any
done.
issue with reappointing Gilberto Gonzalez to the alternate spot? Go ahead.
Do we know that they still are willing to serve?
Did we, Commissioner Suarez, that's his appointment, so I'm not gonna question that. On Gilberto Gonzalez, do we have that confirmation for the reappointment?
From what we know, he's willing to serve, to keep
Okay.
serving.
So I'm good with that.
We'll go through the reappointment. Obviously, that's an at-large, so if we hear anything different when we reach out to the reappointment, we will, we can just, we can handle it as that comes. So, seeing that, all in favor of the reappointment, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Commissioner.
Yes, item 5, good of the order.
Anyone for good of the order?
Well, Humberto Gonzalez, somebody reappointed, somebody appointed?
It was at large, so that's
Okay,
that's
perfect.
everyone.
All right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have the manager comment on that. I just want to thank Commissioner Chavez. He was deployed for his role as lieutenant with Miami Beach Fire on the urban search and rescue team out to Orlando in preparation for what could have been a catastrophic event. So he was out there doing search and rescue for the week, so he's very exhausted. But we thank you, and we appreciate it. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And Mr. Manager, the Vice Mayor wanted me to, he slipped me this paper, which you gave to all of us here.
Maybe the
If you'd like
chief-
to address
Maybe
it.
the chief would like to come up and.
Yes, and you stole my thunder. I was going to congratulate the commissioner as well for his service to the community. This paper, what I gave you is basically the rate of court cases that we had, where we had a very high rate of cases, which means that our officers are doing an outstanding job in protecting our city. We had, out of all the municipalities, there was only 7 that were higher than us, and there's more than 30 that were lower than us in the rates of court appearances, which means that, again, that our officers are doing their job and we're getting the bad guys. It's reflective in the fact that our crime rate's going down, and it's reflective that we have an outstanding dedicated force to protect our residents of the city of West Miami. And we will be augmenting it through this new budget, through the Safe Street initiative that we'll be bringing forward.
Beautiful. All right, does anyone have anything else for go to the order?
I don't have anything.
Nope. Need a motion to adjourn?
Motion?
A motion? Meeting adjourned. Thank you.